I've been an architect for 7 years, but I've never created anything that felt meaningful. Shopping centers, office parks, apartment buildings that all blend together. Structures without depth, personality, or purpose. I work at Yates and Hale Architecture in Chicago, a firm known for producing projects that make the world slightly more uniform. I'm skilled at what I do, skilled enough that my boss, Andrew Yates, has started hinting at a promotion, junior partner, my own office, a major raise. I should feel excited, but every morning I wake up feeling trapped. Have you ever felt like your life looks correct on paper but feels wrong internally? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more stories about second chances, unexpected decisions, and figuring out where you truly belong, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss what's next. It was a Wednesday morning in early October when everything shifted. I was at my usual coffee shop, Brewers, 2 blocks from my apartment, working on renderings for another plain office project, trying to care about sightlines and parking ratios. The shop was almost empty, just me, the barista, and an older woman by the window. I didn't think about her at first. Then she stood, walked over, and approached my table. "Excuse me." I looked up. She appeared to be in her late 60s. Gray hair pulled back, hands slightly shaking, eyes that looked deeply sad. "Can I help you?" I asked. She sat down without asking. "You don't know me," she said, her voice calm, "but I need to tell you something." I felt uneasy. "I'm sorry, I don't." "In 3 days, something will happen. You'll have a choice to make." She leaned in. "Choose the unexpected." I stared at her. "What?" "3 days. A choice. Choose the unexpected." She stood. "That's all I needed to say." "Wait, what are you talking about?" But she was already leaving. She paused at the door, looked back once, then left. I sat there confused and unsettled. What was that? I tried to return to work but couldn't focus. Her eyes, her shaking hands, her words, 3 days, a choice, choose the unexpected. It sounded like something from a bad movie. At the office, I mentioned it to my coworker, Derek. "Dude, a random person approached you," he said, laughing. "Welcome to the city." She didn't seem unstable. She seemed sure. "Sure she's unstable," Derek replied, returning to his computer. "Forget it." But I couldn't. I tried to focus on the office project, but my mind kept circling back. Choose the unexpected. What was that supposed to mean? Andrew called me into his office that afternoon. "Travis, just a heads up. The partners meet next week. We're planning to offer you junior partnership." I should have been enthusiastic. This was the goal I'd worked toward for 7 years. "That's great," I said, though even I heard the flatness in my voice. Andrew noticed. "You don't sound excited." "I am. I'm just thinking." "This is major, Travis. Junior partner at 31. Most people don't reach that until their 40s. "I know." "Thank you, Andrew." But walking back to my desk, I felt nothing. That evening, I had dinner with my parents, Paul and Mara Barrett, who adopted me when I was 6 months old. They're good people. They gave me everything. I've always known I was adopted. They never hid it. "You were chosen," Mom used to say. "We picked you because we loved you from the moment we met you." Over dinner, Mom asked, "You seem distracted. Everything all right?" "Just work stuff." "Your father and I were talking," she said. "When will you start looking for a house? Your apartment is too small. You need space. Maybe start thinking about settling down." I was 31, single, living in a studio. According to everyone, I was behind. "Something strange happened yesterday," I said. "A woman approached me at the coffee shop." I told them the story, the warning, her certainty. Dad frowned. "Sounds like a setup, probably planning something. Don't get involved." "I'm not going to. It was just odd." Mom touched my hand. "There are many people going through difficult times. Be careful." I nodded, but I couldn't shake the feeling it wasn't a scam. It felt like something else, something I couldn't name. The next morning I woke early, anxious. Today is the day. I didn't know why, but I believed it. I went to work, acted normal. Every time my phone rang, my pulse jumped. At 2:47 p.m., it happened. Unknown number. I answered. "Hello, Mr. Travis Barrett?" "Yes." "My name is Gerald Foster. I'm an attorney in Crescent Bay, Washington. I need to speak with you regarding an inheritance." My stomach tightened. "I'm sorry. What?" "You've received property from Dorothy Sullivan. Can you come to my office to discuss the details?" Dorothy Sullivan. I didn't know anyone by that name. "I think you have the wrong person." "Are you Travis Michael Barrett, born March 14th, adopted through Seattle Children's Services?" My mouth went dry. Yes. Then I have the right person. This is sensitive information. I'd prefer to speak in person. Can you travel here this week? I don't understand. Who is Dorothy Sullivan? He paused. She's your biological grandmother. The next day, I called out sick, booked a flight to Seattle for the following morning, rented a car, drove 2 hours to Crescent Bay, a quiet coastal town I'd never heard of. Gerald's office was inside a renovated Victorian building downtown. He looked to be in his 60s with a calm demeanor. Mr. Barrett, thank you for coming. I need to understand what's going on. He gestured to a chair, sat across from me, and opened a file. Dorothy Sullivan passed away 2 days ago. She left everything to you. I don't know her. I know, but she knew you. He took out a photo. My breath caught. It was the woman from the coffee shop. That's her, I said quietly. You've met? 3 days ago, she walked up to me in Chicago and told me something about a choice. Gerald nodded. That sounds like Dorothy. She had a sense for things. Who was she? He explained. Dorothy Sullivan was my biological grandmother. My biological mother, Melissa, became pregnant at 15. The father was a classmate who left when he learned the news. Melissa's father, Dorothy's husband, had died 3 months before she gave birth. Then Melissa died during childbirth at 16. Dorothy, at 36, recently widowed and suddenly alone, tried to care for me. She tried for 2 weeks, Gerald said, but she was overwhelmed. She'd lost her husband, lost her daughter, and was working 2 jobs. She decided to place you for adoption. Through an agency in Seattle, Open Adoption. She received updates and photos twice a year until you turned 18. I sat there taking it in. I had always known I was adopted, but never the reason. She spent 31 years regretting it, Gerald added. She had built a life here, purchased a small inn, worked tirelessly, but never forgave herself for giving me up. Then why didn't she reach out? I asked. Gerald paused. Shame, guilt, fear that you'd resent her. Then, 6 months ago, she was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. Doctors gave her 4 to 6 months. My throat tightened. She prepared her will, left everything to you. And a week ago, she did something I advised against. She flew to Chicago, watched you. She wanted to see the man you had become. He pulled out a letter. She wrote this the day she returned. He handed it to me. Dear Travis, I observed you for 5 days, at work, in coffee shops, noticing buildings. Not with love, but resignation. You resemble your mother so much, her eyes, her smile. When you do smile, it's rare. I'm dying. Weeks, maybe days. I need to do one thing, give you a choice I never had. I spent 31 years surviving, punishing myself, that, never allowing happiness because I didn't think I deserved it. You're repeating the same pattern, living someone else's version of a good life. I'm giving you everything. The inn, the property, the choice. Sell it, take the money, return to your predictable life, or choose the unexpected. Come here, build something. Discover who you are outside expectations. I cannot return the 31 years we lost, but I can give you this. Choose the unexpected. It's the only thing I regret not doing. Your grandmother, Dorothy, I read it 3 times, tears streaming. Gerald explained the inheritance. The Driftwood Inn, 12 rooms, 3 acres on the coast, valued at $900,000. There was also $50,000 in her bank account to share with another person. He handed me a key. She wanted you to have this. No strings attached. Sell it if you want, or see it first. The inn is operating. Her assistant manager, Haley Patton, has been running it. She's expecting you. Holding the key, I felt its weight. Choose the unexpected. Gerald continued gently. Dorothy mentioned your coffee shop encounter. She said, I'll tell him to choose the unexpected, then give him something worth choosing. She passed 2 days ago, holding on to ensure the will was processed. I closed my eyes, realizing she had known. That night, I called Andrew. Travis, where are you? You missed 2 days. I'm in Washington. I need time off. Time off? Travis, we're about to make you partner. I know, and I appreciate it. Family matters require attention. I'm unsure how long, maybe a week or more. A long pause. If you're not serious, I need to plan. I'll call next week. I hung up. Crescent Bay was small, coastal, charming. People waved and meant it. The Driftwood Inn perched on a cliff, weathered cedar siding, a wraparound porch, gardens that had seen better days but still bloomed. Inside, the lobby was cozy, worn, but welcoming. Fireplace, mismatched furniture, scent of coffee and salt air. A woman in her late 20s, dark hair and a messy bun, tired eyes, stood behind the desk. She looked cold. "You're Travis Barrett." "Yes, you must be Haley." Her voice was sharp. "You have a lot of nerve showing up." I blinked. "I'm sorry?" 31 years. She waited 31 years, and you couldn't even visit before she died. I didn't know she existed. Right. You never bothered to look. I tensed. I was adopted at 6 months. I only learned of her existence the day she died. Haley hesitated, doubt flickering across her face. She never told me much either. Tension lingered. Finally, Haley sighed. "She left you everything, the inn, the property. What will you do? Sell it?" "I don't know yet." She turned. "Your room is upstairs, second door on the left. Breakfast at 8, checkout at 11. Whenever you decide." She walked away, slamming the office door. I stood holding my duffel bag. This would be harder than I imagined. That night, I couldn't sleep. I walked the property. 12 rooms, half occupied by advance bookings. Structurally sound, but in need of repairs. Roof, plumbing, paint, gardens, dock. Beneath the wear, I saw potential. Beauty, soul. The kind of place I had always wanted to design, but never had the chance. The next morning, I found Haley in the kitchen arguing with Rita, the cook. "We can't keep running on fumes. The roof is leaking. Water heater broke." She stopped as she saw me. "Morning. Morning. Cold. Can we talk?" She hesitated, then nodded. We sat on the porch as ocean waves crashed. "I'm not selling," I said. "What?" "Not yet. I want to understand this place first." "Why?" "Grandmother gave it to me. I owe it to her to understand why." Haley softened slightly. "You're an architect, right? Dot mentioned that. She kept track of you. Articles, projects. She was proud of you." My throat tightened. She didn't know me personally, yet knew enough. Haley gazed at the ocean. "Dot took me in 8 years ago. I was 21, broke, escaping a bad situation. She gave me a job, a room, a life, and half her bank savings. She was good, but sad. Every birthday, she'd lock herself away and cry. She only explained once she got sick, she'd made the hardest choice of her life and wondered for decades if it was right." Silence. Haley finally said, "If you're serious about keeping it, we need help. The inn is barely holding together." I looked at the building, the peeling paint, sagging railing, but also beauty underneath. "Yes," I said, "I think I can fix it." I called Andrew the next day. "I'm not coming back." "Travis, what are you talking about?" "I'm staying in Washington. I inherited an inn. I'm going to restore it." "You're giving up your career for a building." "I'm an architect, 7 years designing things I don't care about. This is a building I care about." Maybe a mistake. Maybe, but it's my choice. I hung up. For the first time in years, I felt I could breathe. Over the next 3 months, I threw myself into the inn, hiring Gordon, a local handyman, for major repairs. I re-roofed the building, repaired the plumbing, restored the porch, and replanted the gardens. Haley watched skeptically at first, but as progress continued, her attitude shifted. She began offering suggestions, helping with design choices. We worked side by side, me with blueprints, her with operational knowledge. Gradually, something changed between us. The coldness softened. We began talking, really talking. She shared her life before Dorothy, the alcoholic father, a mother who ignored her, the night she ran. I shared my experience growing up adopted, grateful yet curious about my own history. One rainy January afternoon, I found a box in Dorothy's old office. Letters, dozens, all addressed to me, none sent. I sat on the floor reading each one. "Dear Travis, you're turning 5 today. I wonder what you look like. Are you happy? Do you know you are loved? Dear Travis, starting high school. I hope you're finding your passion. Your mother loved to draw. Maybe you do too. Dear Travis, you graduated college. I'm proud of you, even though you'll never know me. 31 years of letters." I cried until I could not breathe. Haley found me there and sat beside me, reading one letter. "She loved you," she said softly. "Never stopped." "Me too," I replied. "But Travis, she gave you a choice, a chance to start over." I realized then I had fallen in love with Haley, with this place, with this life. Late February, 4 months into working together, the inn nearly ready to reopen, I was consumed by my feelings. I was in love with Haley Patton, terrified to ask her. It happened Thursday night after finishing the last guest room. Paint streaked in her hair, probably on my face too. "That's it," she said, setting down her brush. "All 12 rooms done. You're incredible." She laughed. "Covered in paint. Still incredible." Her gaze shifted. "Travis, come with me," I said. "I want to show you something." I led her to the dock we rebuilt over 3 weeks in January. Sunset reflected pink and orange on the water. Beautiful, Haley said softly. Not what I meant to show you, I replied. I pulled out my phone. Before and after photos of the inn, the rundown, sad inn transformed into vibrant, lively space. We did that, I said. You did that? No, we. You told me what Dorothy loved here, helped me decide what to preserve and what to change. Hey, this wasn't just me. Haley stared at the photos, then the inn. She would have loved it. I wish she could have seen it. She did, in her decision to leave it to you. We stood close. I could smell her floral shampoo, see a paint streak on her cheek, feel the tension between us. Haley, I need to tell you something. Travis, don't. I have to, or I'll lose my nerve. When I first got here, you hated me. I didn't hate you. You did, and you had every right. But between the roof repairs, garden redesigns, and countless late nights, I fell in love with you. Haley's eyes widened. I know this complicates things. We work together, timing's terrible, maybe you don't feel the same, but I had to tell you. Every day I don't feels like lying. Silence. Waves lapping against the dock. Haley looked down. My heart sank. I'm sorry, I said. I was 21 when I met Dorothy, Haley said quietly. I had left home with $200 in a duffel bag, sleeping in my car. I stayed silent, let her talk. I came to the driftwood for work, anything. Cleaning, dishes. Dorothy asked, when's the last time you ate? She made me lunch, gave me a shower, a room. You're safe here. Whatever you're running from can't reach you here. She saved me. She taught me what family could be. People who love because they choose to, not because they must. When she told me about you, I was angry. Angry she had a grandson I never knew. Angry she suffered alone. Angry you didn't know how remarkable she was. But then you came here. You stayed. You worked. You preserved what she built. I cared about honoring her legacy. Most wouldn't have, but you did. Watching you repair, redesign, work 16-hour days, I fell in love with you too. What? I'm in love with you, Travis Barrett. It terrifies me because everyone I've ever loved has left. My parents, Dorothy, everyone. I took her hands. I'm not leaving. I said firmly. I gave up my career in Chicago, a partnership, the life expected of me. This gesturing to the inn, ocean, her, this is where I belong. Tears streamed down Haley's face. Promise me. I promise. Promise you won't leave when things get hard. Won't wake up regretting leaving your old life. Haley, look at me. I cupped her face. I was drowning in that old life. Every day felt suffocating. Then I came here, met you, and for the first time, I feel exactly where I'm supposed to be. Travis, I love you. Not just because you're smart, funny, strong, or beautiful, but because with you, I'm my best self. The version I always wanted to be, but didn't know how. Haley laughed through tears. You're really good with words for an architect. I've been practicing for 2 months. 2 months? I've loved you since January, when you corrected Gordon's measurements and proved him wrong with a tape measure. Haley laughed. That was a good day. Every day with you is a good day. She kissed me, hands in my hair, arms around her waist, taste of salt air, paint, coffee. Home. When we pulled apart, she smiled, truly smiled. What now? She asked. Now we finish the inn, open in April, build something beautiful together. Together, she repeated. I like that. Me too. We stood on the dock, sun setting, driftwood inn behind us, Pacific stretching endlessly. I thought of Dorothy and the choice she gave me. Choose the unexpected. I had, and it led me here, to this place, this woman, this life, exactly where I was meant to be. April arrived. The Driftwood Inn reopened, fully restored, 12 rooms, updated, gardens in bloom, dock rebuilt. The name remained with a plaque honoring Dorothy Sullivan. My parents attended. Initially nervous, worried I'd regret leaving my career. But seeing the inn, me with Haley, the way I smiled, they understood. She would be proud, Mom said, looking at Dorothy's photo. I hope so, I said. 1 year later, I returned to the same Chicago coffee shop, visiting friends, closing my apartment lease, working on my laptop, designing custom projects for small inns and historic buildings. I felt full circle, different from a year ago. Have you ever received advice that changed your life? Taken a risk that felt crazy but was exactly what you needed? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this story of second chances, unexpected inheritances, and finding your path resonated, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story about choosing the unexpected, honoring legacies, and discovering who you're meant to be. Thanks for watching.